Greetings to you all. This is Gasmyr Valcin once again, and I'm happy that you tuned in to this first episode of this great season called Changing the Game. I mean, I got a lot of reviews. I got a lot of phone calls, text messages, both Facebook and YouTube messages stating that a lot of you were blessed and you guys were challenged to make a change, to make a difference, to create your own momentum in life. I mean, for you to see the successes that you need to see. Well, we discovered that the famous game that a lot of us like to play that we need to change is entitled procrastination. And procrastination means to cease, to put off action from time to time. We discovered once again that every game like Uno, chess, Scrabbles, checkers has rules and regulations to abide by. We discovered that procrastination has one enemy and one rule, and that is don't move. Don't move. I mean, move means the state of action. And once again, the success of every movement is actually moving. Moving. M-O-V-I-N-G. Moving. I mean, procrastination says, don't move. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Halt. Freeze. Stay in poverty. Stay depressed. Don't move. That's not a good thing, because procrastination has and is a negative characteristic against things that could be good for your life. But procrastination can be a good thing. Like I said, procrastination, once again, is a negative characteristic, but procrastination can be a positive one. This first episode is entitled, Don't Procrastinate, but Procrastinate. But procrastinate, what do you mean? You see, you and I should not procrastinate against the things that we need to be doing. I mean, we have papers, we have job deadlines to meet, we have whatever we're doing in our lives, that if we put off time to time, we will never get to the place that we need to be successfully. Here, this is what I mean. When you look at a remote control, you see about 4 or 5 major buttons on it. Besides the buttons and the on and off power, obviously, you have a button called the pause. You know, you have stop button, you have the press play, you have the rewind, the fast forward, but you have the pause button. You know, press pause to keep everything, stay still. If most of us in our lives would have pressed pause before we make a decision or make an action, I mean, the consequences would be totally different in our lives. Like the person, I mean, I can go on and on, but like the person who got caught with a DWI, I mean, who ran over somebody, killed somebody because they were a drunk driver. What if they would have procrastinated against drinking alcohol, even getting in his or her car after being drunk? I don't think that person that was crossing the street would have died. What about the person who should have waited to get married before they had sex, but they did not? They didn't want to procrastinate. I mean, they didn't want to wait to get married, but what did they do? They went on and did what they did at 17 years old. My daughter's a blessing, I told you that. At 17 years old, I didn't want to wait. I had a daughter at 17 years old. She's a blessing. She's not the issue. It was my action that was. My daughter's never, and will never be the issue. But it was my action. What if I would have waited? What if you would have procrastinated and pressed pause and would have thought, like, wow, if I don't do this, I might lose my job. Or if I don't do this, I'll fail my class. What if you would have procrastinated against your next decision in life? You would have said, you know what? I know this is not a good thing for me to say, think, or do. I need to procrastinate, because if I don't, I'm going to end up hurting somebody or doing something, or even hurting myself more or less. Henry David Thoreau, my favorite American writer and philosopher, says, not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. I mean, do you understand yourselves? I mean, I've been there many times where I feel so lost, so bound by oppression and depression. I mean, I've been there before. I mean, that's why I'm there with you. I mean, I've experienced that before. And it's not until that I experience that state where I'm stapled to non-success, I'm stapled to not moving any further, where I realize, wow, I'm messed up. I need help. I need to be changed. I need to motivate myself. I need to be inspired. I mean, not until we experience that. Not until we experience that will we begin to understand ourselves. Now, here's the question. When you actually do experience that, what do you want to do? Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't procrastinate, but procrastinate. God bless you. Henry David Thoreau said, not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. What does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, it's so great to know that I can be lost. What am I saying?